welcome to mypinkstamper.com. If you're new, I'm super excited to have you with me today. If you're returning, welcome back. I have a super sweet video tutorial for you today. This is using the brand new Sweetest Cherries. I literally just pulled it out last night for the very first time, and I created this card, and it's so adorable. So some of my customers, some of you watching this will actually get this card in the mail with your little thank you surprise, because I really truly appreciate all of you. So I'm going to show you how to create it. So super easy, and I am on an embossing kick right now. I love to heat emboss, and so we're going to add a little bit. My last video I did, we kind of did this a similar technique. We're going to do the same thing. So I'm using my clear embossing. If you're recreating this on your own and you don't have embossing powder or heat tool, you can do the same, make the same card without it. Use what you have. If you'd like to create the same layout, if you have a similar stamp set, if you'd like to purchase anything and you're in the United States, everything you see in today's video is available on my shopping page right now. It's all in stock, which is wonderful. Last year we had a lot of items go on back order, but we haven't with this stamp set, at least so far. And it's so fun and yummy for the summer. Okay, let's jump right in, and I am going to be making two of the same card. I thought I might as well make two, and then I have an extra one to give out to one of my amazing customers as well. So I'm going to start you walk you through the step by step. So I'm starting with 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And if you're new to Stampin' Up, one of the best features, I think, as a former scrapbooker, I used to scrapbook a lot, I don't as much anymore, but what I really love is, actually I have all of the colors here, is that the cardstock, or the ink pads, have coordinating cardstock. It has coordinating cardstock, and there's pens, and there's embellishments, which is really nice. So we're going to be using two of the brand new in colors. Stampin' Up! Every year releases 5 new colors. And so we're using the Sweet Sorbet, and it's it's not truly pink. It is kind of literally like a light sorbet. It's between red and pink. And then we're using Parakeet Party, which is going to be one of my favorite colors. It's similar to our old Luscious Lime, but there is a big enough difference that you can tell when you put them side by side. But I love all of the fun summer colors, so I thought let's make a summer card. Let's start with, there's one item that we're going to be using the die cut machine for, and I'm using just our vellum. I just grabbed a scrap of vellum, and I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. This is our die cut machine. If you are new to die cutting, this is wonderful. We even have a little version. It's called the Mini if you just want a small one for your craft space to do some of our smaller dies. Most of the dies can't, well, a lot of the dies can be used in the smaller one as well. I'm using the full one because I die cut a lot. And I'm using our brand new Stylish Shapes. So these are fun because they are textured, and the set comes with squares, circles, and then some other fun shapes. So I just need 2. I'll use 1 for each card, so we'll do these one at a time since that's how I have to do it. Now with the vellum, I probably could have, if you're making multiple cards, like for a birthday party or for Christmas, for an event, anything else, you can layer up 2 to 3 pieces of vellum and do the dies. I'm not sure if you knew that already, but I like to do time efficient, is that the right word, projects. So I try to find the best way to utilize my time. I have 2 children still living at home, and so I'm still a little bit busy with the crazy life here. Okay, I can set this aside, and now it's time to cut our cardstock. We are using a little bit of Designer Series paper. Let me set this aside. We'll start with our card base first, and we're cutting this piece of Sweet Sorbet cardstock. We're going to cut 2 pieces of 5.5 by 8.5. So if you have our Stampin' Trimmer, this is how, if you don't want to have to open this up or cut up at the top, I like to cut toward me. This line right here is 5.5. And then if you do it flush, this is 6 inches. So we're going to do 5.5. So this cuts 2 pieces of makes 2 pieces of cardstock. And then we're going to be cutting this layer here. We only need half of it, so I'm going to go ahead and cut half to 5 1/4, and that's up at the top. I can do this so you can see it a little bit better. Movie magic. Okay, so 5 1/4, and I'll put the rest with my large pieces of cardstock, and I sort those by color family. And then this is going to be cut at 4 inches and 4 inches. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Leave me a comment below. Some fun crafty projects you're doing this summer. I feel like summer is for stamping and crafting. I just love it. You know, during the daytime, I'm out doing things outdoors normally, but I just like to craft at night, and I love summer nights to craft. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this 3 3/4, and I'll just put this away. This is the beautiful parakeet, is it parakeet party color? So I'm going to do 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm doing 2 of those. Oh, no, I'm not. That's too big. 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay. That's okay. 1 3/4. Okay, 1 3/4. And I'm not sure what I did just now. And 1 3/4. I think I did 2 3/4. Okay. It's fine. We're all friends here. That's how I craft. If you get me talking and we're crafting together, you never know what I'm going to create, but it's still, you know, something homemade. All right, I'm going to grab my designer series paper. All right, so I'm using this beautiful paper right here. It's like the pool party color. I'm going to show you where to find it. This is our 2022 annual catalog. It goes through to April 2023, so it's only been available for a little bit. If you're watching this one, I release it, but I want to show you where to find that paper. So on the back of the book, we have our host rewards, and you might miss this because I think it's actually with the paper. We have the host rewards, so anytime you spend over 150, you'll always get to choose product from the catalog. You'll get a percentage, and then you can purchase these special host only, and you don't have to have a party. It's just anytime your order's over 150. And so I'm my own hostess every time I place an order, it feels like. And I'm a demonstrator, so I also get a discount, which is nice. All right, I'm going to go to the paper. This is just a fun, casual video. I'm so happy that you're here, spending time with me. All right, so if we go to the paper page, on the bottom of 135, it says host reward. This is awesome. It's a huge pack of 12 by 12. You actually get 48 sheets. There's 4 of each of 12 double-sided, so they're all 2-sided. And they coordinate with so many of our colors that you can use them on so many projects. So I'm using that. So that is, if your order is over 150 or more, you can use your host rewards. And this is $18 for this huge pack of this beautiful designer series paper. So I thought I'd share this. If you don't have that paper, you can also just use Pool Party if you want to recreate this card. So this I am going to cut at 3 3/4. I'll line it up, the top and the bottom. Okay, and I'll put that with my designer paper scraps. And now this is going to be cut at 5 inches. Oh, and I need to do 2 of those. I need to make sure. Okay, and then I'll save this little tiny piece too. You can use that for a card or a tag. There's so many uses for your paper. All right, you guys ready to stamp and emboss? It's going to be a fun project. And please come back and comment below if you've made this card. I'd love to hear how it went for you. I am a sucker for anything cute. So when we get the stamp sets that are like the peaches or the cherries or the strawberries, I fall in love. I am so excited. I like, eek, when I see the catalog. It's so exciting. Okay, so for this one, we're using the Cherry Builder Punch. This is a bundle. If you purchase this while the catalog is current, if it doesn't carry over to the next year, you can get it for 10% off when you order them together, and that's just a bonus for our new bundles. Okay, so I'm using our basic white cardstock, and I'm going to just stamp. I'll show you the stamps that I'm using. I'm using this cherry right here, bottom. I'm using the leaf, And then I'm going to just use the word sweet. Okay. We need some early espresso cardstock. Let me grab that. Okay. I forgot about. Yeah, we need more of that. Okay, so we are going to, now I like to see where the punch falls so I don't waste cardstock. So I'm actually going to cut this using my paper trimmer. I'm going to just cut a strip. I'm going to cut a strip about maybe 2 inches. We'll see how this works. Maybe 2 1/4 just to be safe. Okay, and then I am going to stamp my cherry. And I'm going to stamp that in the sweet sorbet. But if you missed my last video, I have another video I just posted a day or 2 ago. If you missed that, we're going to use do the same technique where you don't need a special embossing ink pad. I'm just going to use our regular ink pad. Now, if you're using older ink pads that you've had sitting around for a while, they need to be re-inked. They need to be refreshed. They need to be spruced up. So if you have the re-inker and you're going to make use this technique, you need to ink it up. Just squeeze some in. It's nice to have a juicy stamp pad. It's not going to work as well if you have a drier ink pad. Okay, so this is the clear embossing powder, and probably should have that on a background paper just so I don't spill. I don't ever want to have that near my ink pad. I don't know why I did that. Okay, you guys can see the camera's great. Okay, I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to try to do these both at the same time. If I'm super quick and they're super juicy, I should be able to. And it's okay if there's a line up there. You guys saw the line. I did the, okay. Now, I did not do this on the last video, so if you did watch the other one, I'm going to show you something different. So typically when I'm heat embossing, if I'm using the Versamark, I'll just, use my heat tool on the top. If you're using this technique, it does work better to heat from the bottom. I know, surprise, surprise. I usually say do it however you want, but it does because it doesn't blow them away. And they're not stuck as well as if you're using the Versamark. So this makes them nice and shiny and melty. Do you see it changing consistency? And it gives it a fun texture. Okay, there's one. And I don't want to quicken this up because I just think it's so fun watching the whole process. All right. Okay, so now I can put away my ink pad, I think. I'm pretty sure I have this set up where I can punch it. Let's go ahead and punch it. You let it cool down just for a few seconds. Doop, 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 doop. All right, I'm going to need that. I don't need that for the leaf. Okay, talking to myself. So now I'm going to be using the punch, and it stores like this, so it's nice and flat when you get it, and you can store it like that, and they can stack on top of each other. You just carefully do that. Okay, and now I'm going to push this in here, and I'm going to do 1 and 2. Okay, and then now I'm going to set that aside. Don't get them stuck in there. Sometimes you get them stuck. Okay. All right, and now we're going to do the leaves next. So now we're going to be stamping the leaf. Now I'm just going to use this punch over here. So all I have to do is, and I'm going to just cut this super small, like maybe an inch and a quarter. And now we're going to do the leaf. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the Parakeet Party. And this one, I always look at the punch first and I see which direction it's going to punch. So I need to know which way to put my stamp. So I'm going to stamp 1, 2. Go ahead and do that. I'm done with that for now, and I'll put it away right after I'm done filming. I promise it won't stay out. And then we'll do the same thing with the bottom. And you'll see it changing in a little bit. in a few seconds. It's magic. I honestly feel so creative when I'm heat embossing. I don't know about you, and if you've never tried it, it's super easy. Anyone can do it. Even if you're a new stamper, embossing is super easy. It was one of the very first things I learned how to do when I was introduced to Stampin' Up! Was heat emboss. It's actually what got me super hooked was heat embossing. So don't be afraid to try it. It's not an advanced technique. Doop. Okay, doop, 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 doop. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut some stems and get that one off there. I'm just going to push this in here. Okay. Trying not to waste paper, but our cardstock. Okay, so we just need 2 of those. Now we are ready to put this super cute card together. It's very easy. Anyone can do it. And like I said, if you don't have the embossing stuff yet, I'm sure you will eventually get it if you're getting into stamping because it's super fun, but you can just do the stamping without. All right, so what I'm going to do first for this one is I'm going to go ahead. We do have one more stamp. We're going to stamp the words sweet using Early Espresso ink on these 2 pieces. And I love this stamp set because I like just the word sweet, but you can use it when you say, thank you for being so sweet. There's wishing you a sweet day. Like you can mix and match. Okay, you kind of got it. I know you got it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Ta-da! It's sweet. This card is so adorable. I love this time of year. I love summer crafts. Although I don't know, we have fruit trees and I'm not sure. The birds always get to our cherries before we really get any of them, but we had a late freeze after everything blossomed, so I'm not sure how much fruit we're going to get this year. We have 21 fruit trees right now, so last year we had a ton of peaches, but we will see how it is out there. Maybe we'll get apples this year because they seem to blossom later here in Utah. All right, so I'm just adding those to the bottom. I'm going to flip these over. See how much faster it is to make 2? It's really not a lot more work. If you're making 1, you might as well make 2. And then you have 2 cards to make people happy and make people smile. And that's really what card making is about. It's for your creativity, yes, but it's also to make somebody happy or, you know, lift them up, wish them birthday wishes, thank them. Hand stamp cards are just amazing. All right, we're going to go ahead and fold the 2 card bases. In half. All right. And now we're going to add these on to the card bases. Look at how quickly these cards come together. You can do it. Maybe you're in a rut or you're in a stamping drought and you're not sure what to create. Make this card. Get out of that rut. I always look for inspiration and then I try to create something. Usually I create a card from the Stampin' Up! Catalog. They have so many ideas in there and that really helps me get out of my creative slump. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this together. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the cherries and the stems. And I want my stem to go to the right. And the big part goes on the bottom. You might not be able to see it that well with my table. Okay, so now I'm going to take some glue dots. And I'm going to just put the glue dot on the back of the cherry. I mean, you could use glue too if you have some. We're going to use liquid glue in a second, but I like to use the glue dots for that. Now I'm going to put some of the Stampin' Seal adhesive on there. And then for the stem, I'm going to take some of our liquid glue I know it's not empty. I used this a lot today. I already made a dozen of these, like I think I said that. I just love making these. I like making cards. It's just fun. All right. I'm gonna put that there. And then since I already have my liquid glue out, I'll go ahead and just put it on. This is multi-purpose. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put everything on the screen. You probably have already seen it on this video. Just helps you. You can make a note of it. I also have it in the description, and I also have it at the very end of this video and on my blog if you're watching on my blog. I think it helps when you know what the product is to recreate this on your own. Okay, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to turn this over, and it's vellum, so it's really important that you don't put adhesive all over. So I'm just going to use our Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to put them on the back of the leaves and then on the cherries. And that's enough. You don't have to have a lot. It's just the fun, whimsical look. Vellum is kind of flowing on there. All right. So now, isn't it so sweet? I love this card so much. And I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It means so much to me. If you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please leave a comment below. I love to hear from you. And you can also find me over on mypinkstamper.com. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.